Good afternoon, ladies. Hello, hello. I'm coming at you from Alberta, Canada. So right now it's like around 3:30 in the afternoon. Not sure where everyone else is coming from, but I'll allow people to pop on a little bit and then I'll get started, okay? So Sherry actually asked me to come and speak with you guys just to kind of give a little bit of some tips and tricks that kind of has worked for me over my journey. So I'll wait till a few more pop on and then we'll get started. So wasn't November absolutely crazy? How excited are you guys heading into December? I am still like at a whirlwind right now from the events of yesterday. So hey from North Carolina. How are you, Samantha? Hi Jody, how are you? All right, so my name is Carly Prinz. Hi Shauna, how are you? And I'm an Elite Green Status Presenter with Younique, and I've been, I guess I signed up in September 2014, so 2.5 years. So yeah, we'll just give it a few more minutes. I don't want to get started until there's a few more people on, otherwise they won't hear my kind of backstory, I guess. But yeah, so how was November for everyone? It was seriously, I was up until the wee hours trying to help my team get to where they want to go. And yeah, it was a super awesome month. I'm just really excited for December and what lies ahead. So, hey Tiff, how are you? All right, I see some Team Fierce and Fabulous hopping on. Woohoo! All right, so my kids are in the basement right now watching a movie, so I'm not sure how this is all going to go, but that's just the way it rolls, right? I'm a mom to 4 fabulous kids, and yes, they drive me crazy sometimes, but they're pretty awesome to say the least. And you maintain green, Melanie? That's awesome. Hi, Heather. Hi, Twy. Okay, so I'm not going to read the comments. My team will tell you first off how squirrel-brained I really am. I get totally sidetracked of what I'm talking about. So if you have a question that you want to ask me, you can post it and I'll scroll back up and answer it closer to the end, okay? So it just, yeah, the way my brain works, I get too distracted. Okay, so yeah, for those just hopping on, my name's Carly, and Sherry asked me to pop in here quickly and kind of just talk to you guys. Some of the things I've learned, some of the things that I've done over the last not quite 2.5 years of being part of Younique, and kind of what's gotten me to a place where my business is booming enough that I sell on usually more than $5,000 a month, if not higher than that. So in the last, I guess it's been probably 1.5 years where I've had higher PRS, and there's been a couple months in there that it's been around 3,000, but it's always more than that. So I hope that some of this is helpful for you, but by all means, I don't want you guys to compare yourself to my journey, because everyone has talents and gifts that are different than other people, right? And so you have stuff that you are gifted with that you are excel in, right? And so some of this is just my talents and my gifts. So a little bit of a backstory, I guess. I joined in September 2014, and I didn't know what I was doing. I bought the kit. I didn't have anyone that reached out to me that kind of showed me any training or anything like that. So if that's your excuse, don't use it anymore, okay? Yeah, there's videos out there for us to watch and to learn. So I kind of felt like I just kind of had a slower start than what some people have, and that's okay. I maybe sold my first mascara a month into it. That Christmas, I sold like barely anything kind of thing. I was scared. I didn't know what people would think of me. I didn't want to be seen as that type of girl that sells direct sales. And I was like a nurse as well at the time. So I didn't need the income, but I was really scared, and I let my fear take over. So fast forward to that February is kind of when things just kind of started clicking. I kind of embodied what the mission really entailed, and women started coming to me more for makeup, telling me they loved it, right? I knew I already loved it, just like you guys do too, right? That's why we're here. We love the makeup and we want to share about it. So from that point on, it just kind of grew from there. I was able to earn the cruise that first year, even though in my head I thought that's only for the people at the tippity top, right? And so, hey Christine, sorry, I'm getting squirrel brain again. But I was able to, I hit pink status and blue status in that time and earned the cruise at the very last minute, and we went to Jamaica last October. So for those people who, the cruise is going to be coming up here in January, the incentive. So if you are white, yellow, don't be intimidated by that, because that's where I was that first year. So you can definitely earn the cruise. They make it feasible for everyone, which is super cool. Anyway, so I guess I hit green in September, so I've been green status for a year now, and I guess it's taken me a year to kind of learn how to be a leader, I guess you could say. I feel like if I would have hit orange or whatever ahead of time, I wouldn't have been prepared for it. Now I feel like we are 100% ready, full in to get that. So you came from being a non-makeup wearing to presenter for Amazing Makeup Company. I know, I hear ya. Isn't it awesome? So anyway, I guess I just wanted to pop on and just say what I do on a monthly basis. I don't do Google ads. I don't even know how to do that, to be honest. I don't pay for advertising. The only thing I've ever done on Facebook is sometimes, like last month when we had the kit that was free shipping, I've advertised for that. I've paid $14 for like a 24-hour kind of thing. That's it. I don't advertise, pay to advertise on anything. So that's not where I'm getting my PRS from. What I do though is beginning of the month, I kind of look at what I have planned. I look at what's kind of coming up, and I know I need to book parties, all right? The stuff I'm going to say to you, you've guaranteed heard before, all right? But I like to mix them all up. So I do online parties, I do vendor events, I do home parties, I do one-on-one consults, and I make sure that my calendar is filled. My team will even tell you I'm a little bit crazy in that. And I know not everyone has like the time schedules that they're allowed to do that. So my biggest suggestion to you is if you work a full-time job, get up earlier and plan your day according to that. Post on your lunch break, post after when your kids go to bed or whatever it's going to be. Stay up an hour later. Those extra couple hours or even 15 minutes here and there will make a huge difference in your business. So yeah, here I am back squirrel-brained. But yeah, so what I do then is I look at my calendar, I fill them up. I know that I want to have a certain number of parties going at all times. Like Sherry says, I've tried to have at least 5 parties going at all time online. Plus then I have all my vendor events and my home parties. So people usually come to me now and ask to have home parties. I don't really seek it out as much, but just if you are struggling with your online parties or struggling with your home parties, whatever it's going to be, switch it up. It's okay to switch it up. And dabble into what works for you. I like online parties for the fact that we can literally reach anywhere in the world and branch out. We are a network marketing company. We need to network with people that aren't in our circle. So home parties are good for immediate sales, but online parties are great for branching out, right? So I like to have a wide variety of all of them. I invite people into my home where I do one-on-ones. And if you're just saying I only have my kit to work from, that's okay. Everything in your kit is something that you can show to people, right? So what I did when I first started, I put half my commission back into the company to buy, so I had one of every product. So now, 2.5 years later almost, I have one of everything that I'm able to show. So it's not like you have to start out by buying the whole kit. Nobody can do that. That breaks, breaks the bank. We need to be able to pay our bills and to help our family out. But if you can put even just some of your commissions back into your company each time, just imagine where you would be. I truly believe that having one of everything is super, super handy. You don't know, especially foundation color matching people. I get asked all the time that people want to have be color matched. And yes, we have the tools online, so that's great. My online parties, that's what I use, is that foundation quiz. But for my one-on-ones, people like to come here that are local, and they come to my house, I book appointments, they come here, and yes, they're thrown into the mix of 4 kids and a disaster sometimes, but that's okay. If they want me to come there, then I'm able to do that too. But I just really, like if you are struggling with online parties, try your best to get a party script that you are super, super proud of. I can finally say 2.5 years in that I really do like my party script now. I get lots of good feedback from it, but it took that long to get there. It took so many parties failing, and even this last week, I had 11 parties going at one time, and out of those 11 parties, I would say 2 were awesome. Out of all 11, I think maybe 2 or 3 had some sales. The rest, 0. So it's true what they say. The more parties you have, the more chances of getting those top-notch ones, right? And so we've all heard that kind of before from, I know Kara Lewis Newton talks about it all the time. The more you have, the better your chances are of getting that. And plus, well, I look at online parties as a way to network with people. So if there's no sales, you better bet my butt that I am making friends and I'm building relationships with people. That is probably the strongest thing that I have going for me right now, is that I've built so many relationships with people. They trust me, and they come to me because I've built that. I know you guys have heard it before too. It's all in the follow-up, all right? So yes, I get these sales from people, but if I were to just literally drop them off and never follow up with them again, where is that going to leave me? I don't know if you guys have seen the graphic before, but it says like 80% of follow-ups or sales, sorry, are within the 5th to 12th follow-up that you do. That's crazy. 80% of sales are like 5 to 12 down there. Sorry, it's saying my connection's weak, so let me know. Shout out if you can't see me or it's kind of cutting out, okay? Let me know. But that's huge. So in September when I hit green, so fast or rewind a year, I had $12,000 in sales that month. And you can bet your butt I followed up with every single one of those customers. Did it take a lot of time? Sure did. Did some buy from me later on? No, maybe not. But some booked parties, some I did have sales from. And so I feel like when people say the fortune's in the follow-up, it truly is. You follow up, you build those relationships, and you keep them coming. Part of that too is having good customer service, right? If somebody returns something to me and it's not within the 30-day money back guarantee, I still take it, because why? I want them to be satisfied, and I want them to tell their friends about the customer service I gave and about how awesome our products are, right? I want to find a product that they're going to find that they absolutely love. For example, I just had a girl, she bought that bundle back in, I don't know, was it June when we had the Flawless 4? She bought that, but she wasn't happy with the foundation. I know, I don't know where that's coming from, but the foundation concealer just wasn't for her. So I actually took that back probably about a month ago. She hadn't really used it. Anyway, I took it back on my own, whatever. I used my Y Cash and got her 2 cream shadows, and she absolutely loves them. So had I just like dropped it and not followed up with her, she wouldn't have told me she didn't like those foundations, or the foundation and the concealer. And I wouldn't have been able to give the chance to have something else. Now she's contacted me again to buy something for her mother-in-law for Christmas. So all these things are, I could have not followed up with her, or I could have just said, sorry, it's not part of the Love It guarantee, but I didn't. I would take a hit on that to please her, kind of thing, because above all, our customers are what makes our business. And if we're not giving good customer service to them, where is that going to leave us? So I always, when I follow up with people, I ask them about their products. I wait for a response. Don't verbal diarrhea on them. Just 1 to 2 sentences is good enough. Leave it an open-ended question so they respond back to you. And then I follow, if they love the products, which 9 times out of 10 they do, I follow up by saying, would you want to get more free products or whatever, right? I kind of lead into the party kind of thing. And if they say no, then that's fine too. I always follow up with them later on. I kind of mark it down actually, like if they have a foundation I know in 3 months from now I should be following up with them. The brow liner, all of a sudden, doesn't it suck to get out of the brow liner? And that I feel like is like a 6-week-ish kind of thing. So I write it down to make sure that those people, I follow up with them before their brow liner is going to be out, because it's super frustrating that way to all of a sudden be out and you have to wait a week to get it in, right? So cut back to the customer service part. I always go above and beyond to make their needs met. And that just comes down to if they even order something like a mask, I will send them a cloth, a washcloth. I get a pack of 6 of them from like Bargain Bin or whatever you want to call it, like dollar store. I don't know what you guys have wherever you are, but I buy a pack of 6 of them for like $2, and I send them a cloth wrapped in tissue paper with a thank you card, and I mail it off to them as soon as they put their order in. And that is such a simple thing, but it shows A, my appreciation for them, and B, that, wow, they're going to think of me again when they run out of something else. And sometimes, if they only buy the mask, I send them a sample of the night cream. And I know we're not supposed to talk about samples, we're not supposed to do them, so yeah, I do send them though, and I have little containers that I put some stuff in and I send it off. 9 times out of 10, they come back to me and want to buy that too. All right, so I'll just pause for a second and see if there's any questions, and then I'll go back to it. Okay, When do you do vendor events so you have all colors of okay, so Jody, when I do vendor events, like I said, when I first started, I had my kit. That's all I had. I didn't do vendor events until I kind of built up a little bit. But like I said before, when I first started, I took half my royalties, my commissions, and I put it back into my business. I bought product with them. Any Y cash I had, I bought product with it. Okay, so right now, I have one of everything in my trunk, but I didn't pay for it. Okay, so I use my royalties or whatever, right? But it didn't come out of my pocket per se. And so yes, I go to my vendor events and I have all the samples there now. But when I first started, I would have maybe one or two kind of thing, right? And that's okay. They just all more or less want to see the feeling of it on their hands and stuff. So, but yeah, I've led up to that over the last 2.5 years. So it's not something that you need to do. It's totally your choice, but I'm just telling you what I've done and what's worked for me. So I guess we could talk about vendor events for a minute. I try to do, you got to be careful with which ones you do. I research them a little bit, so you don't want to be wasting your money, you don't want to be wasting your time. So right now, I have a local lady that organizes a fabulous market once a month. My team and I, we try to share it a little bit here and there. And then, yeah, like I know I pay for the table or whatever, and it's just, I try to have a little bit on hand, but I don't have everything on hand. We can't have everything on hand. We don't need to have stock on hand. I take their orders, put them in online, get sent straight to their house, and I'm on my way. I follow up with them, done. If I don't have it on hand, which 9 times out of 10 I don't, because I don't carry one, you can't carry one of everything. It's almost impossible. So, but things like mascara and the foundation tend to go quickly, so I like to have those products on hand, or try to have like taffeta and organza because I sell a lot of those here. But yeah, so with the vendor events, again, I have a draw table where I just give, like, use my Y cash and give out a lip gloss or a lip bonbon, and people enter in with their, like, a little sheet that has their name, email, phone number, and then at the bottom it says, would you like to earn free makeup? 9 times out of 10 they check yes, so that's my party thing. And then the next one is, would you like to learn about what I do? And sometimes they check that and sometimes they don't, but that's okay. So from those events I've been able to book more parties. And I guess we're constantly network marketing, right? That's what we do constantly. So just for example, last year in November, when the foundation first was like hot, I had a vendor event about an hour from here, and one lady, she bought the foundation right there in the brush, and I had been trying to follow up with her. I wasn't really getting a whole lot of response, so I was like, okay, I'll just leave her alone. Obviously, she doesn't want it anymore. I think I followed up with her 3 times without hearing anything. It wasn't until this fall that she contacted me. For whatever reason, I don't know, I still don't know, but since September, she has purchased the Royal or whatever, the Crown Jewels collection. She's purchased foundation for her daughter, and she just literally purchased, I don't know, a couple of these bundles that were the last couple days. So that was like a year later, I'm reaping the benefits of that vendor event. So you might not go to these events and have immediate results. Like you might be like, crap, I didn't sell a single thing. But if you can walk into it thinking that, okay, I'm gonna make some new contacts and find new people, all right? Instead of it always being about the sale. And I walk into those things, same with my home parties or my online parties, and I say to myself, how can I help these women feel confident and beautiful? I don't go in and be like, how can I make the most money out of this, right? Put their needs first before your own, and then I feel like the rest is going to just come to you. Your success will just come because of that. Yeah, if we can lead with our passion and our why and be really genuine in what we're actually doing here. We have a mission to uplift, empower, and validate women all over, and if you're not doing that, then what are you doing here, right? That is our mission. And so I literally, people in my VIP group, they can feel that from me. And when, yeah, it's not that I get sales from them all the time, but just this last week when I was trying to earn the trunk and all that, they rallied for me and they came together for me, and they put in orders left, right, and center because of that trust I've built with them over the last little while. I guess I'll talk about my VIP group a little bit too, but I do a series just like Kara Lewis Newton does too. She's fabulous. If you don't follow her, you should. I do a group or a series in my group every 8 weeks that I just come up with, And that helps me to build that. I entertain them, right? They think it's funny. I bring my husband into it too, and they just feel, I guess, that connection with me. And so that builds that relationship and the trust with all these people too. So I get random orders from my VIP group all the time, but it wasn't always that way. I had to build that up, right? I started out with like maybe 5 people in that group, and it grew to almost 600 now, right? And so it just takes time, it just takes patience. But I just want to say, in the first year that I joined, there was months that I barely made a sale, but I didn't lead on to that. I would post on my page and just say like, thank you for the order, so-and-so. There wasn't an order, right? But I just kind of faked it till I made it, because I knew if other people saw that other people were having these products, they would want it. And so by being consistent, posting every single day, after a year, I feel like I didn't have to ask as much to do things. So if you can really put the time into your business, even if you can pre-plan your posts, if you got a really busy work schedule, a really busy extracurricular schedule, whatever it is, if you can pre-plan your post by just posting once a day at least, that's something to do with your business, not using the word unique, but just something, you know, your office view for the day, or that you got to go and experience this because of your side makeup business that you got going on. People will lead on to that you're talking about unique, right? So, sorry, I should just go back and read some of these. Yeah, planting seeds, you're right, Shauna. Yeah, it is all about planting seeds. So, yeah, the vendor events, we don't even know how long these vendor events are going to pay for us, right? There's people who have my information now, and who knows, they might tell their friends when they think of me. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I did that show that I did last year in November. I did again this year, and I saw some of the same ladies come through, right? And they remembered me from last year. So, all right. Okay, we'll keep going. So yeah, I guess the one thing is really to provide good customer service, right? To follow up with people. If you aren't following up with people, you have to. I can't stress that enough, you guys. That not only builds relationships, but it helps you, if there's a problem, you can fix it. You can help them, right? And you can get something different that they might need. 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you that they love the products, all right? My biggest mistake was the first, I want to say, 9 months. I was scared to follow up with people, like so scared. Like I don't know. I thought that they were just going to think that I was, yeah, awful. So those customers, unfortunately, I probably lost a lot of them, right? Because of my own fears of getting in the way, right? So if you aren't following up with people consistently, you need to. Find a system that works and just go with it. If that means just writing it down, I am not, my strong suit is not to be organized. My team will tell you that too. I feel like I should have a planner, a personal planner in my life. But what I have is a box, and I have these like index cards, I guess you call. So I have my customer at the top. I have them from the last year. Before that, I didn't go back and bother doing them. So when they make an order from me, I write the month that they made it, and I write what they ordered, so that I can have a quick reference when they say they need something else and be like, oh yeah, what was her foundation color, or what was her brow gel, kind of thing. And then every once in a while, I, like on the back of my agenda too, I write down all my orders for that month that were out of my, like that I had group orders done. Online, I go in monthly because I don't write those down because those are all in online, right? But I have them written down from my cash and carry, and then I have them online. And so I go in every like 2 days, or I try to follow up on Fridays is kind of the system that I'm telling my team. But then I go back and go, like if I know have a party, I go 2 days after I know their orders should be coming, and then 2 weeks, and do the 2 months. That's kind of the 2-2-2 system that we have going on. If 2 months is too soon, you feel, then do 3 months. Make it work for you and what you think you need for your business, right? But I feel like having some sort of system is going to help you feel more organized and keep track of what you can do. So you can have a binder if that's easier, whatever it is that you want to do. So, but yeah, follow up and provide the good customer service. And we're here to build relationships with people. We're here to serve people. We're not here for them to serve us. Okay, so if you can get your mindset wrapped around the fact that that you can lead with, like, be passionate about what you're doing and passionate about our mission, and we're here to genuinely help these women feel beautiful from the inside out. Yes, we provide high quality cosmetics for them, but That's just like the tip of the iceberg. I've had so many women come to me with messages saying like, I finally feel beautiful again. Thank you so much. I don't know where I lost myself, but you've helped me find that again. And that's exactly what we're here to do, right? And so you can bet your butt that that feeling that I made those women feel is going to be strong enough to make them come to me when their makeup runs out. So continuing to build those relationships is key. As far as like what I do on a monthly basis to get my PRS up, like right now, I'm qualified. I'm a firm believer to be qualified on the first day in. We have awesome kudos, and if you're not buying them to show your customers, how are you going to sell them? Especially like this one. We have new products. Like there's 2 new exclusive products in there. How are we going to sell them if we can't show what they look like, right? And I know money's tight for some people, and I get that. I've been there. My why is that I want to pay off debt. I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck, right? And I left my nursing career in April to do this full time and be home with my kids, right? But so I chose that. But my husband's job is just so sporadic. I feel like we just get ahead and then we fall back behind. Just get ahead, fall back behind. And I don't want that anymore. My why is pushing me every single day to do better and to make those sales, because I know that I get 30% back from anything that I sell, right? And that is enough for me. I don't wait for my team to do things. I don't wait for my team to take me to green or take me to, you can't do that. Sorry for the bluntness, I guess, there, but you just, don't wait for your team. If you can lead by example and show them that you can sell, you can book parties, you can sponsor people, they're going to follow in your footsteps, and it's just going to come, and then they can teach their team, and so on, so on. That's generally what we're supposed to be doing here, right? Is building leaders and helping women feel beautiful. So I hope that some of this stuff has kind of helped you a little bit of what I do. It didn't start out this way, okay? It took me a year from the time I decided to do it I guess it would be 2 years almost this winter, of being consistent every single day. Did you know when I first started, I didn't even make videos? I was too scared. My profile was completely closed off. I had like 200 friends. I'm a psych nurse, so I deal with some crazy people sometimes, and I had everything completely locked in a bubble. I didn't want my life exposed for everyone to see. And so over the last 6 months, since opening that up a bit more, you wouldn't believe how much opening my profile to public has done for my business. Doing live videos, sure, they scare me. You guys should have seen what I was like, sweating buckets before I came on here to do this for you guys. And it's presenters just like me. Oh, sorry, it's saying that my battery's gonna die. It's presenters just like me, and I was still sweating buckets. So you just got to do it, and you just got to do it scared, okay? Just do it, I promise. You're opening up your profile doesn't mean that you have to share pictures of your kids to everyone. It doesn't mean you have to tell people where you are. By all means, keep your safety in check, right? I'm first to say that because I am a psych nurse, so I deal with mentally ill patients all the time, and so I have to be cautious of that, whatever, right? But I promise you, if you can just let people in to see who you are and your real side of you. I mean, I always start my parties off by saying, I have a picture of me in my like frumpy sweatpants. I have like a top knot on and no makeup whatsoever, just looking like homeless almost, right? And I say to them, this is me on a everyday basis. You might be deceived by all these pictures that you're seeing here, but that's not who I am. And I just let them know that like their imperfections are okay, right? And so I feel like by starting that at the beginning of my parties, it lets their guard down and be like, okay, she's normal. She's not just makeup filled, whatever you want to call it, superficial chickie here. So yeah, trying to get the nerves for lives. I know, I hear you, Jody. Yeah, it's hard. It is. But if you can maybe start doing lives in your group then where it's more of a safer zone, or practice with your team. You could have a separate group just for practicing, all right? When I hopped on here, I thought, okay, I'm going to write stuff out and you know, because I don't want to mess up, I don't want to screw up kind of thing. And then I was like, oh, screw it. I'm just going to go and I'm going to speak from the heart and share with these ladies where I've been and what I've done, because that will speak more to you than me reading off a paper, right? And so if you can just, if you mess up, oh well, it shows your audience that you are just human, right? You don't have to be perfect, and we don't want them to think we're perfect, because we want them to feel like they could join us on this journey, right? And so, yeah, I feel like, I don't know, for the last 2 years, I've, like, kind of my hour schedule too. I have given up TV. I don't watch TV anymore. If my husband, he's downstairs watching TV, I'm up here working, or I'll take my phone down there and he can watch hockey while I'm working. Yeah, I choose that because well, I have 4 kids, so during the day it's a little bit harder to get everything that I need to get done. So I work till midnight almost every night. By my choice, yes, but I've seen leaps and bounds. What was that quote that Sherry put in here before? I don't know, it was a couple weeks ago. For, like, I think Tony Robbins posted it, but for every hour that you spend every day over a whole year ends up to being like 12-hour days for a whole month. So it's pretty powerful when you think of it that way. And I know that an hour every day isn't feasible for everyone, but that's where if you can do 15-minute intervals here and there, then your business will be booming far more than you can. Follow up with people. Have a plan in place for your day, so that if you're going to follow up with so-and-so party, that you follow up with that. Spend 15 minutes to post, and done, boom, move on, right? That's the beauty about our business, is that it's all done online. We can literally have stuff pre-made, post it when we need to, and move on from there. So I just hope that by sharing with you that, like, I'm totally just like you guys. There's nothing special about me, to be honest. When Sherry asked me to do this too, I was like, oh, well, I don't feel like I have much to share or much to give, right? But I thought maybe there'll just be somebody who just needs to hear that by giving customer service will help you, or by following up is just so, so important. I don't do anything out of the ordinary that other people haven't done already. But by building those relationships with people, it's allowed me to have their trust, have their, I guess, they have my back, I guess you could say, right? Because I'm known as their makeup girl, right? And that's what you want. You want to be branded as their makeup girl and that their go-to. So think about how you can expand your business if you need to have more online parties, then that's what you need to do. You can't expect higher PRS if you're not doing the work for it, right? And so, yeah, dig deep and figure out what it is that kind of gets you going and where you want to be. So if you guys have any questions whatsoever, though, on anything that I've talked about, or anything that maybe I haven't talked about that you have some questions for, just post them below. I'll check them, and you guys can, and then I'll answer them for you, okay? So, yeah, I think that just getting out there and doing the things and seeing what works for you is key, all right? These maybe 10-day parties doesn't work for you, so adjust it, make it 5 days, or do 1-hour live events for people, right? There's nothing clear-cut saying that you have to do exactly these 10-day parties. 10-day parties don't work for me. I don't. I do 7 days. I can't go that far. I just can't. So I do 7 days. I start them on Sunday nights, and I end them on the following weekend. And so for me, that's what works, and that's the kind of system that I like to do. But you need to find what works for you and what you feel good doing. If it's inviting people into your home, then give her, right? And so, yeah, I just thought I'd pop on here quick. I know I'm probably taking up more of your time now, so it's already 1:15. So I'll let you guys go. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, okay? Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys later, okay? Feel free to follow me if you want. Yeah, if you feel interested at all, okay? Have a good night.